what I would advise parents to do if they feel like something's going on and they don't know, and they're seeing some things, they're seeing some signs, or they're just concerned.
What
and
signs would they look for?
Well, if they're behavioral changes, yes. I think the biggest thing, what you're going to see is behavioral changes. You don't see how a person feels. They show you how they feel behaviorally. You can't read a person's mind. You can't get inside there and get that meter of what is going on in their head and what's going on inside of them. But they do show us, and they mask it for a long time. But if you have suspicions, so a kid that isn't necessarily showing us in their affect, but they might be showing us in terms of where things are changing. I've noticed that you don't stand around those guys anymore on the baseball field. I noticed that you're going to school later. What's up with that? I noticed that you're not on the phone as much, or you're not on the computer as much, or I noticed that you're on it all the time. You're obsessing. There's something where you're not letting it go. You're constantly texting. What's up with that? What's going on? So we have to question and we have to ask, but obviously parents have to be careful because teenagers hate the interrogator. We need to be involved and question, but we need to do it in an empathic way and in a way that we're coming from a caring place, but not in a way where we're smothering and controlling and interrogating. And it needs to be that we create a comfortable place for them to be able to talk. And I always say, it's so funny when children say, I'm tired of the lectures and the assemblies and all that. I always say that's because teenagers want to talk with someone. They don't want to be talked to. They want to have a discussion. And so I always say, go in the back door. Try and find a way in that's not so direct, and start to have conversations about these things. And, hey, I heard on the news about this kid that was dealing with this thing at their school, and I couldn't believe that occurred. You start that dialogue of something could be going on, and you try and have those discussions with your child, and you can ask them, are you okay? Are you okay? Is there something up, and can we talk about it? And then when you do know, you assure them that we will do something. And we will find a way to get this mess cleaned up. This is messy, we're going to clean it up. And that right there, that message from a caring adult to a kid who's been in a chaotic situation, at that moment, that kid feels instant relief. Because now they know that they don't have to carry that burden anymore 100% on themselves. And somebody else finally knows. And kids do want other people to know. They do. It's just especially teenagers, it's a process. I always say it's a process. And getting it disclosed and getting it and dealing with it. Putting it out there and dealing with it. And then I would encourage parents, if they do think their child, I would encourage them to take them to a counselor and just say, let's go talk with somebody about it. And usually you get resistance sometimes. I don't need to talk to somebody. It's not that big of a deal. I don't want to go see someone. But what I would tell parents is say, let's go together, because I'm not sure that I know what to do. So let's go see someone together.